and would like to welcome you in our first ever episode of Best You Ever. And this is your host, Coach JC Libiran. And to those of you who are on this show right now, it's not an accident na nandito kayo. Because definitely, you want to become the best version of yourselves. And it's not an accident, you are in the right place. So, in this episode, it's exciting. Why? Because we will discover and we will understand the backstory of this podcast so that we'll be able to maximize our learning together. So, let's get it on! Here we go! And once again, this is your host, Coach JC Libiran. I am a knowledge broker, I am an author, and I'm a learning engineer, a facilitator as well. And again, this is just a great time for us to be together. Excited ako because I'll be sharing with you the backstory of why I created this podcast. You know, it's been a dream of mine na magkaroon ng podcast because I've been blessed. I've been a listener of many podcasts. No, there'll be a separate possible episode for that as I share you what I'm listening into. But, you know, it's just an opportunity for you to give back. Yun yung pinaka-reason. Of course, nagkataon rin that as I launched this April 1, 2020, we are on lockdown. So, looking for passion projects, thinking of ways how to maximize itong ating community quarantine. And when you are at home, then might as well do something creative and productive. But it's not just for me alone. So ito ay pagkakataon ko ngayon para maibahagi yung thoughts. And they would say that podcast is the new radio. Tamang-tama rin, no? Because I'm sure as you listen to this, it's an opportunity for you to do multitask. So maaring habang may ginagawa ka, you get to listen to this. And again, the Best You Ever theme has been a advocacy, a movement that has sustained me, has inspired me in my life. Ang hugot niyan ay ako rin po, no, in my life, I was directionless, I was helpless, I was hopeless, I was broken, and there's a lot of hugot, no? I was stuck, and when I look back in my life, I was asking myself, paano ako nakasurvive? Paano ako nakarating to where I am before, to where I am right now? And that's actually the story of the Best You Ever movement. BEST stands for books, events, support, and then teach, or a way for us to make a difference. And really, yun talaga yung naging journey ko eh. I'll be honest with you na I'm not really into reading. So books was not appealing to me unless yung teacher lang, no, merong mga requirements, merong kailangan mga assigned readings. So what happened with me way back in college, I stumbled upon this magazine called Kerygma Magazine. Well, now we call it Feast Magazine. And then I was browsing on it. I was able to see the story or article of this man named Bo Sanchez. And grabe, when I was reading it, itong maman to para alam niya yung nangyayari sa buhay ko. So, to cut the long story short, that magazine was a non-living thing, but it gave me life. Grabe, no? It's also a challenge for us na even if we are, you know, thinking of ano ba yung mission and purpose natin. Kung yung magazine nga nakapagbigay ng buhay and inspiration, how much more para sa ating mga nabubuhay. You know, we're capable of giving life as well. And, you know, I followed Brother Bo, his books, and I became a fan, a follower. Eventually, now as we speak, I'm a friend. And he's actually my ninong sa aking kasal. He's been my mentor and been blessed. No? From the magazine, I got into his books, and one of the books that I love about him is this one, A Champion's Manual. Take charge, give all. 7 steps to determine your destiny and create incredible success in your life. And really, there's so much treasure and wisdom here, most especially if you're feeling stuck. By the way, it is available in feastbooks.ph, and letting you know that from one book to another, I grew my collection. No wonder why yung apelido ko is JC Libiran. Parang Libiran stands like a librarian. So from the books of Brother Bo, I also got into the books of some foreigners. So one of them is Tuesdays with Maury. So much wisdom about a dying man, and he wanted to still teach at his deathbed. Grabe. And there's still other books, no? Later on, I get to share with you kung ano yung mga collections ko. But that planted the seed that later on also I want to return the favor. I also want to write a book and be an inspiration just like Brother Bo. So the rest is history. You know what happened? I got into his events because I followed him. So hindi lang books, hindi lang events. And the events is actually called The Feast. And it's actually a weekly prayer event. It's a Catholic event. And in The Feast, it was really a different environment. Yung parang mga tao sobrang saya, sobrang positive. And of course, no, contrast sa mga nasa paligid natin, na maaring sa bahay, o maaring sa workplace, or maaring sa school natin, ang daming mga, kumbaga parang mega. Pero when I was there, parang I was asking to myself, I was telling that to myself, is it really possible na merong ganitong sobrang saya, positive, and they really call the feast as one of the happiest place on earth? But really, I went along and I started inviting my friends, and they were even thinking that, ano ba yan? Ba't nag-recruit ka? Meron ba binabayad sa'yo? But really, because I was so blessed by it, I can't stop. No, I can't help. I just want to share it. And I was really a promoter of that event because it has changed my life. Now, hindi lang naman yung books, but events. But eventually, it led me into a support system. Way back then, we called it caring group. Kasi syempre, mahirap naman talagang yung mabuhay na ikaw lang. No? Kailangan meron ka mga set of friends, may mga kaibigan ka that will really encourage you, that will inspire you, that will pray for you, that will cheer for you. And now as we speak, we call this now light groups. Because the community of Brother Bo that he founded is the Light of Jesus Family. The event is The Feast. And then the support groups that we have is called a light group. Now, of course, I'm not only talking to people who are in the ministry or church base, but if you are into business, if you are working and you're new to this can also be similar to when you get a book of this motivational speaker, and then after having that book, merong event yung speaker, and then you go into that event. Tapos after ng event, may follow-up program, like a coaching program. So that's where support comes in. And eventually, there are higher programs wherein they're inviting you to even teach and really pay it forward. So, ang nangyari sa akin, fast forward, as I speak right now, it started with just that one awakening moment. It was a eureka that, wow, from being, expired, I became inspired. And from being inspired, now I am saying yes to becoming an inspiration to many people. Because now, hindi lang siya ako yung consumer, ako lang yung tumatanggap ng books, events, support. I'm also in the business of really teaching. And that's my profession, by the way. I'm a teacher, and I taught before in both high school and college. I don't know, make a guess no kung ano ang tinuro ko, but for some of you na naging estudyante ko or you know the background, it really helped me and prepared me. There was even one comment ng aking isang estudyante sa evaluation niya na, "Sir, parang kapag po kayo nagtuturo sa amin, para kami nasa retreat." So I don't know if you're going to take that, no, na parang it was against me, but well, both at the same time, na parang baka hindi kayo for teaching, as in formal teaching in the classroom, baka there's another calling for you. And really, I got into the retreat ministry, became a facilitator, an animator, a prayer leader, and then eventually, because of the inspiration of the speakers that has inspired me and blessed my life, I became also a speaker. So, ganun, nag-grow, no? So, that's where the teach part comes in, na ako mismo, after being blessed, inspired, receiving, I overflowed. Nag-uumapaw na. And fast forward to today, that's what I'm doing right now. And one of the avenue for me now to teach is through this podcast. And that's why I thank you, I honor you for giving me the opportunity to serve you in this platform. Podcast is one. I have a radio program every Wednesday in Radio Veritas 846. That's at AM radio. But at the same time, that's also broadcasted in live streaming via fb.com/The Feast Official. It's a 30-minute program, 5 to 5:30, but really, I get to reach people as well in, not just here in the Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, I will get really comments from different parts of the world, no? Mga kababayan natin, mga Pilipino, and really, all of these things that I'm doing right now, most especially involved now, side by side with Brother Bo Sanchez, I serve in the feast. So dati, I was just an attendee. I became a servant. Now I'm a servant leader. And I lead a feast, a dynamic community. And we call it the Feast OPM, or the Feast Overflow PM session in PICC. Of course, as of this recording, we are on lockdown. So we're just bringing it online every Sunday in our Facebook page, the Feast, fb.com/the Feast OPM, the Feast OPM. And that's where we get to inspire people and encourage them. So yun ang mga iba't ibang mga platforms that I'm doing to teach as well. So during this, some parts of this episode, I'm sharing you my story, but really, my dear friend, as you listen to me, I am just sharing this to you because this is my journey, but I want for you to recognize that you have your journey as well. You have your story as well. Maybe you have that story of being stuck. No, meron kang story na feeling mo hanggang dito ka na lang. Or let me put it this way. Maybe you feel like you are shrinking during this time of crisis or personal challenges that you have in your life right now, sa trabaho mo, sa negosyo mo, with your relationships, with your health, in different aspects of your life. I'll offer you that option. Would you just shrink during this time? Or you will actually shift into a growth mindset. At gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi ni John Maxwell. He's a leadership guru. I also have his books, a collection of his books. Ang ganda ng sinabi niya. Let me quote it. John Maxwell said, "Growth should be intentional and align with your passion and purpose. If not, you run the risk of being busy without meaning." And even Carol Dweck, in his book, what was published 2015, ang title ay Mindset. Ang ganda ng sinabi niya doon, that growth mindset are people who believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talents are just the starting point. This view creates a love of learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. So what am I trying to say? Na kung anuman ang level mo sa buhay mo, whether you're starting, you're a newbie, you're aspiring in your life, and you're struggling, growth mindset is, my invitation is you embrace that kind of lifestyle that I'll continue to grow. In fact, you don't need to compare yourself with others, but instead, look at the mirror and you always try to outdo yourself. You're going to say to yourself, I'm going to be my best version of myself. That I'll continue to become better because the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. And when we improve, my dear friends, when we become better, things around us, the people around us will become better as well. So these are just some of the thoughts and challenge that I'm actually telling you because, my dear friends, let's face it, we live in a broken world. We live where people are stuck. We live with people who have a lot of issues. But now you have this wonderful opportunity to invest in yourself. And as you invest in yourself, you become the best version of yourself. And that's what you bring into the world. So in this closing parts, I just want to leave you a thought of how can you become intentional in your growth today. Maybe that's just one thing. Make a decision, list down one action step that you're going to do so that you're going to become the best version of yourself. Maybe that can be your guide for you. What books that you're going to read, what kind of events that you're going to attend, whether it's live or now online, or a support that you need to be around, people that you need to ask advice, mentoring or coaching. And then finally, don't just keep it to yourself. Let's pay it forward, make a difference, and share and bless others as well. Alright, that's on my end, sharing with you, and definitely our journey will continue. I'm so excited because in our next episode, we get to understand the other opportunities for us to grow together. So, I'd like to invite you that if this has added value to you, please leave a comment or share it. And at the same time, let's continue to co-create and collaborate in this journey. It has been a blessing to share this pilot episode with you. Once again, this has been Coach JC Libiran, encouraging you, let's embrace a growth mindset and become the best you ever.